7:14 now. Brian Donahue is a third-generation Marine who, at the age of 22, was dealt a blow most would never recover from. But it was the shocking diagnosis of a rare liver disease with no cure that made him reevaluate everything in his life. Brian's book, you're looking at it, On Borrowed Time, How I Built a Life While Beating Death, chronicles his story and the mental shift he made after being told he only had months to live. Now, Brian, thanks for joining us. Obviously,
thank you, Jeff.
Oh, it's our pleasure. You're here this morning because you beat the odds, and this is really quite a story.
Absolutely. It's a little surreal that it's actually my story. It kind of, the book, if you read the book, it basically takes you from my childhood, gives you a great idea of the foundation of how I grew up, and then at the age of 22, my reality was completely false. I thought I was if you can imagine, a confident 22, borderline cocky United States Marine, and perfectly healthy physically. There was nothing I couldn't do. And then I was told I had 3 to 6 months to live.
You look like the picture of health.
I feel phenomenal now.
Yeah. Okay.
If you were to see my abdomen, it looks like I got bit by a shark.
Oh boy.
But
okay.
That's a small price to pay.
Right, and the transplant, because you have the rare liver disease, and by the way, you grew up in Connecticut.
I grew up in Hamden, and I live in North Haven now.
Gotcha, okay. So you had this rare liver disease that required a transplant. Talk about it, because this is a pretty special story unto itself.
It is. When I was first diagnosed in 1998, they weren't doing many live donor liver transplants. And the disease that I had is called PSC. It's primary sclerosing cholangitis. And the likelihood of developing further problems such as bile duct cancer with that disease are highly probable. And my option had become, over an 8-year period, a live donor liver transplant. And my brother-in-law, at the beginning stages, unbeknownst to me, was getting tested to see if he was a match for me.
And that worked out. Jeff Agley is his name, is that right?
Absolutely.
Is that him on the left?
That's Jeff on the left, that's me on the right.
This must have just really cemented a bond between the two of you.
He's an unbelievable person. Even if he didn't do this for me, he's an unbelievable person. That picture that's there is 10 days after the operation. Jeff's being discharged from the hospital. Wow. I was still there for a few more days after that, and I actually look good in that picture.
Yeah, you do.
So,
you both look good. Now, and I mean, both of you have been through some trauma there, obviously. How did he come out of it? He came out of it okay?
He came out of it, you know, now he's perfectly fine. He actually, this morning, I asked him if he was going to watch this morning. He said he's going to DVR it. He's going to Vermont to run. He is physically an unbelievable human being, adventure sport kind of guy. It was a little tough in the beginning, pain-wise.
Sure.
Within a few, I would say within a few weeks, he was back to, you know, walking around doing a lot of things with the exception of lifting heavy stuff. And then a year after the transplant, we all flew to Alaska, and he ran a 100-mile ultramarathon in negative 20-degree weather. So
this is a guy who, and God bless him for all that, but obviously it is possible to live donate and still come out of it okay. You write in the book about mental toughness and positive thinking. I mean, you'd have to be mentally tough and confident and somewhat positive just to be a Marine. It's a tough job, what you guys do. So how important was that to your recovery?
It was extremely important to my recovery. It was extremely important when I got diagnosed and told I had 6 months, 3 to 6 months to live. I looked at it from the standpoint of, I can, in the next 6 months, better myself, if that's all I have left, or I could become bitter. And I chose to become better. And really the positive thinking, staying positive, having a great attitude, I give a lot of credit to contributing to where I am today.
Well, we're going to move along real quickly through a couple things. I don't want to rush them too much, but some living tribute. Lily J, your daughter.
Absolutely.
And that J, by the way, is?
That J is for Jeff.
So her middle name isn't Jeff, it's just the letter J.
Just the letter J. Yes, okay. We thought it would be funny if her name was Lily Jeff.
Yeah,
but
Jeff is a funny sounding name.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be here without Jeff, and Lily wouldn't be here without Jeff.
And this is your wife, Leah.
Yep, that's my beautiful wife, Leah, and Lily. That was this past April down in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
You've done good, my friend.
Thank you.
Hey, you're a motivational speaker, so talk about the message and perhaps most importantly, how people can come out to see you.
Well, you can go on my website, which is brdonahue.com. You can buy On Borrowed Time on the website. You can also contact me for speaking engagements. The groups that I speak to range from 7th graders, middle school kids, talking about being positive, being a good person, having confidence, all the way through business professionals, people who are ill. And the whole idea behind the speaking and inspirational, motivational speaking is we all have a lot more within ourselves that once we tap into it, our futures are limitless.
Thank you, Brian, so much for coming in. You just saw the information on the screen about your book event, the release event coming up. If you want any more information or if you didn't catch all that, certainly go to our website, which is WTNH.com.